Hi, I'm Andy from Onpage.rocks.
Hi, I'm Cara, the 7-year-old kid. Today's question is, what is better, Screaming Frog or SEMRush?
So Corey, that is a brilliant question. What software is better for crawling your website and finding errors? Screaming Frog or SEMRush? So let's dive straight into this video. So yeah, Corey, you just asked which is better, Screaming Frog or SEMRush? And before we get delving into which one's better for different things, we've got to make a few things clear. SEMRush is a cloud-based solution, so really you're paying to use somebody else's server. So in that solution, you pay per URL you want to crawl. Screaming Frog, on the other hand, is a desktop-based application, so it runs off your machine. So the more powerful the machine you've got, the bigger the website, but we'll get onto that in a second. And we also want to make clear that Screaming Frog, when we're talking about in this report, is the paid for version. It's about £149 a year. There is a free version which allows you to crawl 500 pages, but it doesn't give you all the features. We're not comparing that to SEMRush, we're comparing the paid for version to SEMRush. So let's get into it. The first thing we want to look at is the size of your website. So how big your website is determines which solution you want. If you've only got a small website, up to 10,000 pages, Screaming Frog is great. If it's 10,000 pages plus, you're probably going to want SEMRush, because to crawl 10,000 pages, it needs a lot of computer power and it can take a while, so you really don't have a use of your machine while that's happening. So for that one, we're going to give it a draw, because it really depends on you and your needs and the size of your website. Number of websites is the next thing we've looked at. So if you only manage one website, it's not really an issue, you can use both solutions. But let's say you run an agency, or you have multiple affiliate sites, or you have a few little e-commerce sites, then you're going to really want to use Screaming Frog over SEMRush, purely because Screaming Frog, there's no limit on the number of sites you can crawl. The only real limitation is your machine. Whereas with SEMRush, it's project based. So each new website needs its own project, and the beginner tier for prices starts on 5 projects, so you can only crawl 5 websites in a month. So if you've got more than 5, it might be an issue. For that reason, we're going to give Screaming Frog the point here, just because you're likely to have more than one website. Next, we're going to look at scheduling crawls. Obviously, you don't want to just crawl a website once, make the changes and forget all about it, because if you work with developers, or you have internal content teams, or you have other people messing around with website, or just naturally things break over time, you want to really be crawling your website frequently to find new errors and issues. Screaming Frog, you can, if you know what you're doing, schedule crawls, but it's not easy. It's difficult. It's not something your average Joe could just quickly do. So for that reason only, we're going to put SEMRush as the winner off that point. Simply because when you create a new project, it says how often do you want to crawl this? Do you want to crawl it daily? Do you want to crawl it once a week, once a month, or just once? Which you should never really just be crawling it once. So yeah, so SEMRush is definitely the easier of the two for scheduling crawls. Finding errors. Obviously, this is the main thing we're doing here. We're crawling the website to find errors. We give it a draw. Both of them have their own pros and cons, but we couldn't decide between the two. So Screaming Frog gives you everything as a raw data. You have, so you can check and analyse what you want to check. Plus, we find it sometimes does pick up on slightly more broken external links than SEMRush sometimes does. We're not sure why. It's only a small minority, and only when I'm crawling 50,000 plus page websites you get a slight discrepancy, and it's only slight, so I don't really want to pull up on that. SEMRush is great because it crawls the website same as Screaming Frog, but it'll say it knows what errors there are, or what industry people in the industry think are the most important errors, and it'll do them checks for you, so you don't have to go and do them checks. It's doing that as it's crawling the website. So Screaming Frog allows you to be more custom. You can create custom rules and custom scripts to check on your website, which is a cool little feature I like. But SEMRush uses industry average check, average issues, and goes and finds them. So for that reason only, it's a draw. Next, importantly, we're moving on to reporting. Obviously, it's alright finding all those errors, but you need to quickly report on them and show the issues. We give it to SEMRush only because ScreamFrog out of the box doesn't offer you a report, it's just a dump of the data. You have to go away and do it. We have a free report which you can take your ScreamFrog crawl, chuck it to Google Sheets and ping it into Data Studio, and it'll do some, not all of the same issues that SEMRush will flag up, but it'll highlight your top issues for you. But that's not default from ScreamFrog, and that's something that we've built, and you can have a free, I'll link to it in the comments below. But yeah, SEMRush does a wonderful report. It even breaks things down into, I think it's warnings, issues and errors. Errors being the most important ones, it should fix first. Issues are something that they've picked up on that if you've got time, please fix. Warnings are, these are nice to fix if you've got time. And if you're working on a big site, you probably don't have enough development resource anyway to fix the warnings, but they are there if you do have time. So for that reason only, we do like SEMRush's reporting tool. Next we're going to move on to, and it's kind of interlinked, historical comparison. Obviously, we recommend crawling sites more than once. You should be doing it frequently. So you want to see how this crawl compares to the previous crawl. Well, obviously the only winner here has to be SEMRush. ScreamFrog doesn't offer a report, so it can't do no historical comparison reports. We are looking at building, we have an internal tool which does it for ScreamFrog in Excel, and we are trying to move that into Data Studio and Google Sheets. And when we do that, I will release that for free, like I did for the other tool. But that's not available at the moment, so SEMRush has to win that one. Next, this more comes back to our server login days and auditing, and just like what we like to do. We like to check a list of URLs. But be able to crawl a list of URLs is super important to us here. And if I'd done this video 2 days ago, or even if I'd done it yesterday morning, I would have said, SEMRush don't offer this feature. And then last night, guess what they did? They released the ability to crawl a list of URLs. We're still going to give the point to ScreamFrog, simply because to do it in SEMRush you have to create a new project, which means then if you're on the basic plan you can only crawl 4 websites instead of 5. If you try and chuck it into your normal project, it could mess up on the historical comparison. So it can be done if you're only using one of the 2 products. And we're not saying it can't be done, it can be done. It's a bit more clunky than ScreamFrog, but it can be done. ScreamFrog is simple, it has 3 modes. SERP, list, spider, I think that's the name of them. Chuck it in, go onto the right mode of list, paste it in, boom, goes off and crawls it. Great feature, love that, use that a lot. And finally, and we wasn't sure whether to include this or not, is costs. But we did think it was kind of important. Nobody has unlimited budgets and unlimited resources, whether you work in-house, run your own business, run your own agency. Cost does impact things. ScreamFrog, I think we covered it at the beginning of this video, is £149 for the year. You get 2 licenses, so you can install it on 2 machines. I have it on my main machine, and then I have it on a side machine, so if I want to do some proper work I can leave a crawl running, which is a great little add-on. So that's £149 for the year, which is, what, £12 a month? Ish? Yeah, not a lot. Couple of coffees a week. So exactly, not a lot of money for that. SEMRush is still pretty affordable. They have different tiers and different pricing, but that's a monthly fee, and because you're using their service and their resources, you're limited to number of URLs you can crawl and number of projects. As soon as you start going bigger, the price plan increases. I think the first price plan is $99 a month, then $199 and $399. Don't quote me on that because obviously they can change the pricing between this video and when you watch it. But it's still not bad. But down to the fact it's $149 a year, and then you can crawl unlimited amount of websites, so, machine-wise, and number of URLs. We kind of had to give the point to ScreamFrog. And to conclude this video, if you add all these up, ScreamFrog has 1, 2, 3. SEMRush has 1, 2, 3. Internally, we use both. We think you should use both as well. I forgot to mention right at the beginning of this video, SEMRush offers a free 7-day trial. We'll link to it below. If you follow that link, you'll get a 7-day free trial of SEMRush you can try yourself. ScreamFrog offers the free solution as long as your website's less than 500 pages. You don't get all the features that you do in premium ScreamFrog, but it's worth trying if you want to try both out. But the reason we use both is every single day, the majority of our clients, which we have on a retainer basis, we will crawl with SEMRush because it gives us a nice dashboard and we can quickly see if anything's changed. And it does certain checks. I forgot to cover it in 5 notes that ScreamFrog doesn't. It checks your sitemap and it also checks your robots file to see if there are changes in there. So, like I said, we crawl it daily with SEMRush and then we can quickly see if anything's changed, which is a nice little feature because if dev element have broken something, we can report it the next day. It makes us look good that, hey, devs have broke this or this has changed, can you please fix it? And then straight onto it because they only made the change yesterday and they kind of know what they did, so it's quite easy to revert back, whereas you're not going back a week. And then what we do once a week for each client we have on retainer is we'll do one big crawl with ScreamFrog to make sure, like I said earlier, sometimes, especially on the bigger sites, it might not pick up on all the external broken links, or it might just miss a few little things. So yeah, once a day, every day, using SEMRush, once a week using ScreamFrog. Yeah, that's what we do. So yeah, like I said, we like both, we use both, I'd recommend both. They both offer a free trial. Follow the links below, give them both a whirl, see what we say. Which one do you prefer? Let us know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video from me and the SEMRush Kid. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you get any future videos. Let us know in the comments below which one you prefer, or if there's a different one you prefer. We're happy to have a look at that. We've probably used it or used it before. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And if you've got any questions, join our technical SEO group on Facebook, Onpage.rocks, and ask away. Thanks. Until next time.